What's going on, everyone? It's Nick, and here we are, championship game on the way between Gonzaga and Baylor. The matchup that I predicted that would happen, and I think plenty of other people did. I don't know, I don't speak for everyone, but at least I know I predicted this matchup. This is going to be a very short video, by the way, because I'm recording at night and I don't want to spend an all-nighter editing, but let's just get going with this. So before we begin, please remember to like the video. Only takes 1 second, really helps out. If you're new here, please subscribe because I cover basketball, baseball, and football in here. If you love sports, this is the place for you. Also, please remember to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Now, what a game that Gonzaga had against UCLA. Except I missed it because I was at a boot camp. I really wish I got to watch that live. I did watch the Baylor and Houston game though, and yeah, that was a dud. And I missed out on what happened to be the thriller. But of course, I did watch the highlights, and I did have to tune into B-Ball Breakdown for that to see more in-depth analysis than just the highlights. Of course, I did see the last shot and also the shot, or the two shots right before that, I should say. The missed shot and the putback right before Jalen Suggs hit that dagger. Man, I really wish I saw that live. If you're in my boat and you missed it too, yeah, what a bummer, right? But for those of you who did watch it live, like, I can't imagine how you didn't jump out of your seat when that happened. But now for this game, between who we all, or at least most huge college basketball fans, because I know I already told you when making my bracket that I'm more of an NBA guy, but I have heard other college basketball YouTubers say that they have Gonzaga and Baylor as their top two teams in college basketball, and here we are now with them facing off in the national championship. Now, looking at this right here, Gonzaga has beaten their opponents by 22.5 points per game, while Baylor has beaten them by 17.5 per game. Gonzaga plays at a much faster pace, and Baylor is much more of a three-point shooting team. Gonzaga is a better rebounding team, but Baylor has been better on the offensive boards. Gonzaga gets more assists though, and they get a lot of their assists in transition, and Baylor will really need to at least slow down Drew Timme and Jalen Suggs. Like, you're not going to shut down the other team's best player. Like, if that's your goal on defense, you can expect to be disappointed, but you slow those guys down, you did your job. And Baylor does have the Defensive Player of the Year in Davion Mitchell. He's not related to Donovan Mitchell, by the way, and Baylor does have him to rely on to slow down Jalen Suggs, who is the projected third overall pick in this upcoming NBA draft. And Baylor also has other elite perimeter defenders too, so at least that it's not like Davion Mitchell has to single-handedly try to slow down Jalen Suggs, but Davion Mitchell will be Jalen Suggs' primary defender. And Baylor does have 3 double-digit scorers. Davion Mitchell is one of them, and Davion Mitchell is also their best three-point shooter. They also have Jared Butler and MaCio Teague. Gonzaga has 4 double-digit scorers, though, in Jalen Suggs, Drew Timme, Corey Kispert, and Joel Ayayi. Gonzaga is trying to become the second undefeated team ever and the first since Indiana in 1970. And they're favorites by 4.5 points. Regardless of what happens though, I expect a classic. I don't know about you, but I'm expecting a great game. It could even come down to the last shot. And oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to say, UCLA, even though it's not the way you wanted the season to end, you did the best you could. The fact that you had to even play an extra game to get into the tournament, and then to give Gonzaga a run for their money, and it all came down to one really lucky shot. UCLA, you should be holding your heads high. I know this wasn't the end goal, but regardless of that, you fought hard, and I think that UCLA should be very proud. From the players, the coaches, alumni, fans, everyone, you should be proud of what this team was able to accomplish. And let's look at my brackets, both the one you saw on YouTube and the one that I had the technical difficulties with. So the first one right here, yeah, I predicted 3 out of the final 4, but UCLA was the one that I didn't predict, but I did get the championship matchup right though, and I did correctly predict some upsets though. And now let's move on to the one I did have on YouTube. So this time, only 2 out of the final 4 correct, but the championship matchup is what I predicted correctly. So So yeah, for someone who is not an expert on college basketball, didn't do so bad, right? And the fact that I even correctly predicted some upsets like Loyola Chicago beating Illinois, or Syracuse beating San Diego State, or Maryland beating UConn, or Rutgers beating Clemson. Although in my second bracket, I definitely should have stuck with Oregon beating Iowa. And my first bracket, I had Florida advancing to the Sweet 16. Second one, I had Ohio State, and yeah, neither one turned out very well at all. Although I think I was better off picking Florida to advance because I knew that Ohio State was going to disappoint at some point, but as early as the first round, no. But anyways, I'm definitely going to stick with my pick, going with Gonzaga, but I can definitely see Baylor beating Gonzaga. Gonzaga has definitely had the easier schedule, for sure. Oh yeah, and this is also a matchup we were supposed to get in the regular season, but it got canceled due to the virus. But now we have it in the championship game. Let me know in the comments who you have winning. You can even give me score predictions if you'd like. And my second bracket, I have 72-70 as the final score, with Gonzaga winning, but I actually have a feeling that it's going to be an even lower score than that. But you guys let me know. That's the end of this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And hey, I plan on live streaming this game tomorrow or later today because it's still nighttime in Japan. But hey, come join me when I live stream this game. I really appreciate it if you come join me for this live stream. And also, the link to my Patreon is in the description. I'm working on a video about Elgin Baylor, so if you want to see that before it's uploaded to YouTube, feel free to donate to my Patreon. That'd be much appreciated. And I will see you next time.